with gentle strokes of joy. Let's weave 3 lines of truth on this canvas bright.
Hi, this is Robot Ross. It's a robot arm that draws. It's connected through a Mac Mini using OpenClaw and receiving requests through Telegram. And I'm going to tell you why and how I built it. The When It Robot was a Kickstarter project from Korea. I received it last summer, but I didn't really have time to work on it until now. Like for many people, my journey into OpenClaw started over the holidays, where I started using Cloud Code to do some coding. I was doing a lot of AI generated music, and I wanted to put it in YouTube, and I was generating all these videos by hand. So I asked Cloud Code to help me to do the automation. This worked very well. So then I decided to install OpenClaw in my Mac Mini as soon as I came out. I had help from Gemini doing the whole installation. It was paramount to get all the software components that I needed. Even though OpenClaw is relatively straightforward to install, me as a newbie on the Mac, I needed some handholding. When I started putting the system together, I realized it could not just be a robot doing something. It had to be some personality. And I know that with the LLMs, I could give it that personality. There is enough software that can do voice generation in different types of male or female voices. And that's why I was thinking about Bob Ross. Bob Ross was, for those who don't know it, he was an artist. He would film himself painting these drawings, nature drawings. He did thousands and thousands of drawings. And there was a soothing part to his drawing, because he was always telling them, oh, we're now going to build this beautiful mountain. And if he made a mistake, he will say there are no mistakes, they are just beautiful corrections. Basically, you have, all the way on the right, you have the unit robot arm that is connected over a serial interface. It uses PySerial, the PySerial library, to talk to the Mac Mini. And then I have a bunch of unit scripts. I created actually 3 scripts, one that writes text, one that draws shapes, circles, rectangles, and so on, and another one that basically reads SVG files and will draw them relevant of the amount of lines that they have. To put this all together, I had to write on OpenClaw, I had to get a Robot Ross skill working. It's a Python script. Basically, it does a readiness check to the robot. Basically, checks on the serial port if everything is working. To generate the narration, I'm using Apertus running on Ollama. Apertus is a Swiss open weights and open source system. I do play a warning tone before the robot moves with just a ping. And to speak, I use the Kokoro text-to-speech that basically speeches the text that has been generated by Apertus. And basically, once we receive a command, there is a draw command being sent to the robot. The commands will come through Telegram. Of course, they can also come over the OpenClaw screen, but through Telegram, you can just send a message in. You need to reference Robot Ross, because that's the name of the skill. And then basically on the OpenClaw, we are running Claude Haiku. This is important because in the beginning we had a more expensive model, and it was consuming tokens very, very quickly. It does read the Sul MD, it reads the skill MD, it routes the request, and it runs of course, the skill command. Again, what are we doing? Mostly PySerial. Kokoro is the library that we're using for text-to-speech. Ollama is the library running Apertus, the open model. And then we have, of course, Caffeinate to make sure that the system doesn't go to sleep. And we use XML E3 to do parsing of SVG files. My name is Miguel Rodriguez. I'm a tech entrepreneur, a builder. I studied mechanical engineering. I have been working in the area of robotics all my life. I do software. I know about hardware. So when I started this project, it was challenging, just finding all the drivers, finding all the scripts, getting the hardware to be recognized by the PC. But at some point in time, in the middle of a night, or maybe early in the morning, suddenly I had the first square. The robot was able to draw a square. This is the first square. And I was extremely happy. I was like, this is working so well. But then the problem started, because one thing is to have a square. The other thing is you want to just be able to write hi. And that's not so easy. It was a pleasure actually working with AIs, but it's a bit of it has two sides of the coin. AIs can be extremely fast on some things, and then there are other things that, because they don't have any understanding of the physical world, when I tell them what I need for the robot, what that we need to do a calibration and things like that, they just, I need to explain exactly why is that. The prompting is way more complex, like the calibration procedure. They need to understand that it's not just putting the pen down, but you also have to correct for tilt. Gemini helped me a lot with the setup. When I got the Mac Mini out of the box, okay, how do I get this running? I'm a Windows person. I didn't even know how to use the proper shortcuts. It is extremely patient, so that's a good thing, because I didn't even know how to take a screenshot, for example. And it would just tell me, and it will tell me again. And the other thing was, when I started using Cloud Code, in the beginning I started using OpenClaw. And I was not used to it. I had been working with Cloud Code a long time. And the problem is with OpenClaw, you don't really see what all it is doing. And suddenly it spends $50 in 3 hours from credits from Anthropic. So I moved back to Cloud Code, something I know. And there is a beauty of this, because you can really say, okay, I'm going to use OpenCloud for the controlling of the system. I'm going to use the Telegram connections that they have. But on the coding, I'm going to use Cloud Code, and I will keep using that. And if I need different advice, for example, on how to present this video, I'm going to use Gemini, because they're pretty good at it. Like when I was telling Cloud Code, we're using too many credits. We were using an Opus model in the beginning. We're using too many credits for this. And I asked about using an open source model. I had known about Apertus, which is an open source model, an open weights model here in Switzerland. And basically, between Gemini and Cloud Code, they helped me to get Ollama running, to get Apertus running, and the system has now Apertus in the background. So all the voices that are generated by Bob Ross, by Robert Ross, are actually made by Apertus. So what's next? I want the system to also be able to take text, a given text. Let's say you want to draw something special, and you can just give it the text, and it will actually generate an SVG file from it. Or maybe you can upload a picture, and it will generate a black and white version of it and an SVG version of it, so that you can actually have it printed by the robot. This is nothing that I would have done if it was not now in the age of AIs, because you can be extremely fast. And I'm really looking forward to everything that I'm going to build in the future. I will continue blogging about this. If you are interested in science fiction, I can only recommend you to go to Substack and check my works. If you like AI-generated music, like I do, you're already on YouTube, so just follow me. And if you want to read about my musings, go to my LinkedIn. I have several blogs, many of them on AI, my musings, on digitalization. Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching, and remember, there are no mistakes, only happy accidents.